Carolyn is founder of Whisperer and TIR Global. She is running a global firm already set up in USA, and now she is planning to set TIR also in India. Her office is going to be here very shortly. She's also a very, very strong voice for women empowerment, and she's one of the global LinkedIn voices. So, girls, if you want more publicity on social media, please connect with Karen. She's also a founder of Vibha, Speak Up for Voice, and she has been doing immense amount of work in women empowerment. Next on the stage, we have Mr. Prashant Pansare. Mr. Prashant started like one of us as an entrepreneur, and he had a couple of startups, and including Online Prasad. He is the person behind Online Prasad. That's one of the famous ones. He's a 3-time entrepreneur. Found his funding finally in the 4th one, and then was able to make it big with his funding. And now he's an investor, and he's early stage angel investor. So anyone who's seeking for fund, please connect with him. Can we please call upon stage Mr. Nelson J Vasanth. Now he's got a list of things, and his designation is, I think, one of the longest one. He's a serial entrepreneur, CEO, GSA SARC. He is also the head of the Facebook Developer Circle. He has founded Fame Technologies, Fame Media for people, and he's running an accelerator center, an incubation center. He runs awards for entrepreneurs and people. He's also getting into now funding and investment for new entrepreneurs. So you'll get a lot of knowledge, and the best part is, look at his age. I mean, he's young and he's super dynamic person. Yes, super all-rounder.
So are we old?
Please don't say that. And yes, we have yet another dynamic woman, Annapurna Swarup. Annapurna is here? Yeah. Annapurna is founder of Emotionalytics and Company. She's also heading and chairing ASSOCHAM's Women Economic and Empowerment Forum, which is into a lot of things, and again, one very powerful lady who's been doing a lot of things for women entrepreneurs. Today our discussion will be revolving around how to mobilize more women entrepreneurs and how to make them more unstoppable. So my first question to probably Mr. Prashant would be that what's the current situation of the ecosystem and why women entrepreneurs needs to be mobilized?
I think it's, for me, it comes as a shock, right? That why do we have to empower women? I mean, they are by default empowered. They have been empowering men. It's just that we have not been recognizing them. And my mother was a homemaker. Most of the women in my life have been homemakers, and that was a much larger impact they have created. It's just that they have not brought money in as compared to the men in society. So if I look at the ecosystem today, women being more educated. I mean, if we have been seeing a lot of news reports and statistics around it, women have been beating, or rather the girls have been beating boys left and right in all the rankings and kind of the percentile they have been scoring. And I find it very surprising. Suddenly when they complete the graduation, something goes for a toss. So they have been overburdened with running homes, running companies at times, and we just are not recognizing that enough. So that's where I think platform like this is extremely important. To recognize the effort, to give them extra wings to fly. I think that's the most important thing that we can do today.
Great. Carolyn, what are the current constraints that women entrepreneurs would face, and what are the challenges that they currently have?
So, I personally, first of all, I want to thank you for this amazing opportunity of bringing several women and men together. I think, I believe that this is a kind of dialogue and conversation that we need to be having across the table. It's not just women, it's everybody that needs to come together. I think some of the things personally and being a part of another community as well that I run is that some of the story that we tell ourselves as women is very self-limiting. So a lot of the challenges are things that we're, saying we can't do. I can't, I can't. I think when we flip that story over and say I can, I am, becomes a lot more empowering. Adversity has taught me that there was a point in my life where I pretty much lost everything, from a marriage to financially coming to a point of not having food to eat. And I woke up one morning thinking, I don't want to live. That was the same morning I woke up and said, I don't want to do this. This is not me. And there are a lot of women who go through this. Especially in our culture, it's a lot more, I think, it's a lot heavier because, I'm a part of global networks and women across are going through this. But our culture is a lot more heavy. So I think the internal story, the internal dialogue, the way we start to tell our story needs to change. It's not like men don't have challenges. It's not like they don't go through things. So we need to tell ourselves a more empowering story. We need to say that I want to do this, come what may. And get in touch with networks. Get in touch with Iti's network, my network. There are several networks out there. Because when you start to get out there, push yourself out there, and don't worry about people laughing at you and things like that. There will be naysayers. It's okay. Push yourself out there, learn, ask, listen. I know a lot of people who have been sharing that, have been talking about that as well. So we all have challenges, but can you override all that and tell yourself a different story? I think things will start to change.
Wonderfully put. Annapurna, would you like to add something about that? What are the challenges and constraints that a woman entrepreneurs would be?
Yeah. Thank you, Iti, first of all, for having this panel and this whole stage set up for this opportunity given for women. When we go back and see the challenges, it is like even the statistics are so alarming. I think some of them have shared so many statistics as they have delivered their own talks. When we see there are issues around multiple areas when we talk about women coming into the workforce. First is the education. I know we can have somewhere the primary education can take place, and people then in India, it is one good thing is 96% of the girl children are still adopting to STEM education. But what next? They come back to the organizations and 26% only remain to the mid or the senior level. And senior level, most senior level, hardly 1 or 2%. Why is it happening? Where are these women going away? What's happening with the ecosystem around them? That's the biggest challenge which we are seeing, and the education not giving a right kind of platform for the whole of the career. So it's a big epidemic which we are facing over there. The second thing which we talk about, okay, fine, let them not be into the corporates, let them come enter into an entrepreneurship journey. Let us see what's happening in the entrepreneurship journey. But are we prepared as entrepreneurs? After 25 years of my corporate career, one push, that too a strong push, and I have to tell that person's name. It was none other than Rajesh Bhatt who just pushed me. He said, you have to do it. You are the iron lady, you have to do it. If not now, then when? That was the kind of push. And how many of us get that push at the right time? That is one thing. We need to have such kind of powerful coaches around us where they push us and they tell, you will do, you can do. Otherwise, that comfort zone to non-comfort zone. And then the coaching around how do I establish my entrepreneurship journey? What's my idea? How do I take it from converting that idea into action? And then scalability. Then comes the investors. Then first, can I invest on myself? Can I invest on my idea? Can I grow my idea into something very substantial? If you see, there again is a huge challenge around that. So how are we leveraging on networks? How are we leveraging on the complete ecosystem to push ourselves up there? Then third area which we are trying to see is the whole of the leadership. Women is a best leader in the four walls. Outside the four walls, what's happening to her? Where is she getting away into the whole of the air there? She has innate lot of leadership skills. The best leadership skill, the empathy, is full of women. It's full. And then why can't you empathize? Why can't you empathize first for yourself and then for the others? So again, we are having a lot of challenges around the leadership battle, which we are facing it. So this is another challenge which we have to, walk, understand, showcase role models around us, take those role models into action, follow them up, create a leadership community where people can come and tell, hey, I can do the difference for the entire community. And the fourth bigger thing which we talk, I don't know, but we are battling that, is the governance, the policies. Every policy comes out with a great action plan. If I just talk about one policy called maternity benefit after 40 years, which has been introduced for all the working women today, is it a boon or a bane? I can talk for another one day on this. Every time, and I as a corporate HR leader, when I was sitting after the maternity benefit and my project managers and my business leaders were coming and telling, Annapurna, hire, but just see. What does that mean? 26 weeks of motherhood. Great. Business cannot run. But what is that ecosystem we are giving? What is that ecosystem? Then why will women not go away? As it is, they have to face a lot of trauma on the motherhood. Pregnancy is not a joke. Pregnancy is a big time and another life for a woman. And are we prepared as a complete business or entrepreneurship or anything which we wanted to give the women that kind of platform, telling that, go, have your motherhood, complete it, we are there here for you to support over it. So these are some of the challenges which we are still battling. We are finding good answers around that. We are finding most, proven formulas around this. And I think we will get there.
So we would really like to understand that what are the current resources, what are the current funds available in the private or government sector for women entrepreneurs who really want to take it up, and go ahead.
So first of all, hello. Yeah. So first of all, I thank you Vicky for getting me on here. To be honest, as a being an entrepreneur, I mostly seen helping entrepreneurs. That's why, so probably I didn't share with Vicky. Last year, October, US Story recognized me for making around 70 startups successful in Tier 2 and Tier 3. And most of them from the village-based women who got graduate engineering, and they stopped after being an engineer. The parents did not allow them to go to the city. So I tried to create a venture in-house and we run successfully in a different brand and activities. So that's how my job, because as I mentioned, I'm also come from a corporate industry, work with a lot of Yahoo, EMC, Microsoft. I didn't feel myself what I'm doing over there. So eventually I transformed as an entrepreneur, but I'm now trying to build more entrepreneurs. It's not about fund. Fund is always available. People think that product is we didn't explore, we don't go search for it. Today, government have around, I think, more than 12 different schemes for women entrepreneurs. And we have, as I think other Nelson mentioned, 14% women entrepreneurs in, right? But I think it's very less. I think there should be an equal balancing. I always see entrepreneurs like Shivarina, Trashcon, Niveda, Ethi is here, I think Sheikha, and all the people, and I see them. I think you guys to push more people out, bringing to us, showcasing, hey, these are the people out there, they have a problem of connecting. We are very good in connection not because of men, because kind of active blood, we know where the things are available and hand out. I think getting a fund of 50,000 to 10 lakh on non-collateral is now available for a lot of women entrepreneurs, and more than 10 there is a collateral base, but still there are founders like, for example, Natural's co-founder C.K. Kumarvel and Veena Kumarvel, helping a lot of women entrepreneurs in Tamil Nadu. I especially work with them in a lot of projects together with them. Sportsman, probably Mitali Raj, she have been invested in a lot of places. Actors, a lot of people. But they just need you guys to support. You guys need to take you guys to the right forum, meet people. So Prashant is like a mentor, not like more than like a brother. When I started my life in entrepreneurship, I used to meet him in a different forum. Today, whenever I am kind of stuck, even though I keep myself here, I go and ask him, Prashant, what is I have to do next? What's I help? So that's the kind of people I build. I never tried to build a business. I built people around me. That's enabled. I think you guys are amazing, right? My mom always tell me that you are good in talk and you know what people need. So that's my mother made me travel. So obviously I think today the fund is just a small matter, but don't think. You guys have the power, the will. I think if you go on a stage, ET kind of people can bring you in a high level, and we definitely going to find you guys. We'll come to you. Today, just today from the morning, your story posted about 4 women entrepreneurs in different zone in India. I was seeing, sitting here, I was reading the articles. Like people from Patna, people from Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, one from Mumbai. They have started from 5,000 rupees, become running a 5 CR company. So don't worry, fund is very accessible. Only thing is how we going to stand and we're going to get it out. And I have a request, I see always co-founders means women and men. I never seen much of women co-founders,
Very nice.
I want that to happen. That will help and enable a lot of women folks to get you into. And yeah, when about the maternity leave, my head of HR is she's taking. So I should be careful. So we literally in my all my 3 startup company, which is I'm the founder, we had around 52% of women employees. So I seen them. They say like, Nelson, don't really sit. We'll complete our work. You don't need to worry on it. And that's how I see. So it's just not about you need to give them a space. When you feel them comfortable, the house is office also. They don't feel because they're going to different. It's a home or office. They're going to see that is they are responsible to take care of the family. So that's what my point.
Wonderful. That's why we have these influential people like Prashant, Nelson, Mr. Saroj Patra over here. This is our keen interest to get them over here and make you guys meet them. And whatever help and resources you guys need, please connect with them. I will open the house for the questions now. It's better that you guys take your questions to them. And anyone would like to ask, even Carol, Prashant, Nelson and Annapurna are here. Any questions from the crowd? I'm sure that a lot of things are going on in your mind. Just raise your hands and let us know if there are any questions. Yes, please, Shri.
Okay, hi. Am I loud enough?
Yeah, yes.
Great. So my question is to the 4 of you, right? And I come from a vested interest space. I am a stand-up comedian, but I also am the director in a global non-profit. And we work with a lot of women from very vulnerable communities, women in sex work, women who are in the most urban poor locations, women who are struggling, like for example Google has a grant called Internet Sathi, and we just linked that with women in rural India and Karnataka. So now they have learned a lot of things, but they don't know where to go from here to there, and that's what they're struggling with. Do the 4 of you combined know of any resources which can propel them to the next step, to prepare them as entrepreneurs? Their life has not prepared them as entrepreneurs.
I kind of disagree with the last part of it, that women are not prepared to be entrepreneurs.
Not all women, sir. I'm talking about the women I work with. I know them. They are struggling. I'm seeing them fall. So you can't disagree with me on this.
Totally. No. So I understand the sentiment what you're saying, but I have always seen women be naturally gifted multitaskers and able to achieve way more than the men. Right? I think there are so many startups that have mentored and so many startups that have met. It's a harder thing for a man versus a woman. It's not easier for them. Coming to the answer on the question, there are a lot of institutes where there is support ecosystem available. For example, the IMB and SRCL, they had recently 100 women entrepreneurs. They were funded and they were taken through a program. The funding was, I'm not sure of the exact amount, that I believe more than the amount. What they need is an ecosystem of mentors and enablers who kind of guide them on the business model, kind of strategy or the execution, taking them from 0 to 1, right, as it's popularly known as. There are a lot of institutes where such support is available. There are grants from government, of course, but they come with a lot of its own challenges, right? So there are institutes that you should help them to get.
I want to just add, so there are 2 things I'm hearing from you. One is from the co-business perspective, which is skill sets, right, operationally. And then the other thing is the internal dialogue that I'm also hearing. And while everyone out here, including the past speakers, talk a lot about this, mindset strategies in terms of confidence, self-esteem are really missing where a lot of women are concerned. I've been that journey, I've lived that journey, and part of our communities we see that a lot. So having Startup India and several other, if you go online and there are people over here who can direct you to that. But one is having mentors and coaches to build the mindset for it, because they might be capable. We might have all the resources, we might have money, we might have time, etc. But still not take action, still not move. We might be paralyzed with fear. So the mindset strategy is really where these things can come in, coaching, mentoring and things like that.
So probably I can help because as a GSA SARC CEO, I'm connected with 8 countries in innovation and the fund, and mostly I work with people, and I have a 250 leaders direct connect, work with them on a daily basis on a different forums. So if you're really looking for a platform to, so you mentioned Google, so Facebook we have something on the She Leads. So the developer circle head, I have built developers, students and all your community for entrepreneurs. So definitely we can enjoy getting you the forum where they want to go next. And I have worked with corporate innovation program, my company does strategy. So definitely there are a lot of their funds to utilize in the different locations to enable people and all. So now for one of the largest brewery company, I'm working how to enable agriculture, farmers like betterment. So I'm working on that perspective level. So definitely we can connect you, we can help you out. What resource you might looking, whether it's people or you want a platform for them to learn or enable, we will happy to take you forward that.
Okay, and let me add to all that what they have told. I mean, straight away my offer to you is because I worked majorly in the area of behavior and understanding behavior, counseling and stuff like that. So if you are having a number of women who have already had lot of issues and lot of challenges, my humble request is give me an opportunity to talk to them, understand them and assess them, and then we can build that self boost in them. And because each one of us have our own story. Today we may not have a time to tell, but yes, I am a multiple survivor, and I myself introduced as a tribal woman. So it's not easy for me to come from the far east of Odisha and be deeper in the Naxalite zone to the corporate world and sitting over the world. At the 25 years of very great corporate career, it's not easy. It is a challenge which we have faced and which we have seen a lot of vulnerabilities around that also. So I can, empathize with that crowd, and I can give that strength and pour that energy to them by telling them, yes, you can. And first is that self-confidence building, then is the business plan, then is your financial understanding, then is your market, then is your network, and then successfully building a venture. But first, me. So that me part, give the opportunity to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Almost on the reach down the brim. So it is not of the human kindness the man has given us the power. It is our power, we are here. Okay. So my question is, accepting the constraints what you all spoke, accepting the constraints, can we claim our credit? Accepting these constraints is the best way to claim our credit?
What do you mean?
I think the answer is in the question. We have to claim it. It's all there within us, and everyone is saying the same
No,
thing.
because what you are discussing about the constraints. So accepting that constraints, will it help to claim our credit?
You need to work on those challenges. It's not a constraint. There is a challenge, and it is irrespective of the gender. Even the third gender, I would say. It's not only here we are inclusively talking about all genders. There are constraints, there are challenges. The constraint comes in the form of a challenge for each individual. And those challenges, how do we face them? And what is our situational decision which we are making in that constraint or that challenge? And then the claim, which you are telling that, hey, I have to claim it, that I have done a great successful story around me. Go claim it. Even the man also claims that. There's no difference there. You wanted to put it, so today unlike past 20 years, we didn't have a social media platform to write my story. Now you have a social media platform where you can showcase to millions of people telling them, this is my story. Your story will publish your story or not, you can publish your story and claim it. You're the author of your story.
Adding to the point, like Iti Tolo, I recently launched a venture, Fame Media. That Iti again, because Fame Media, I don't start company for business. That's my problem. Like I want to take the people on the board, right? So if you really feel that I have something, you want to talk about it, we will take you out. See, that's where people like us. We are here. And I'll tell you simple. I born and brought up from Madurai, and I am not an engineer from the background, but I'm a hacker. Sorry. So and in Yahoo, that's my job to do. But when I landed in Bangalore tennis before, I don't know where to start my life. I didn't ask my dad, mom, money, and everyone in my family told, your entire family is engineer, doctor, your son is like this. business, and today there is a change. And my mom told always it's a constraint, and I thought to climb, but in the last 4-5 years, because of other people, they brought the climb to me. I never go out and I did. I always, if you see anywhere I put serial entrepreneur, I never put anything much. With my team, I never been a CEO. So climbing is automatically when it comes to you because it's ours, it's ours always.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Let's add one quick line. See, if you look at maybe a decade back, there was a challenge in terms of being aware that okay, women are empowered or women are equal. Today, if you see last few years, we have seen people talking about paying equally. I mean, I was in corporate for a long time and I was shocked when I saw salaries of my subordinates, and talent-wise there is no difference. Absolutely no difference. But the pay, there is a difference, and the difference is not small. Okay, that was a real challenge. I'm sure most of the women here in corporate would have faced
In
it.
fact, productivity-wise, there is a lot of studies where we do better than men. Especially in tech. Especially in tech.
Totally
We talk
agree.
offline.
And so the second line there is a fundamental shift in now accepting this fact. Now VCs and the investors on our side have been asking for an equality in terms of woman founder being there as a board member or a founder. So there have been acceptance. So it's already happening. So you don't have to claim it anymore. I'm saying the world is ready to take it. But I'm saying it's your chance to grab it.
Great. So I would like to, the buzzer is saying time's up. So if you guys can just, everyone, one after the other, add one line of advice to all the women entrepreneurs over here, that what exactly that would be.
Push yourself. If you have to break through walls and doors, do it. That would be my advice.
That's great.
So totally, I think it's your chance and opportunity. You just have to grab it. I think the world is waiting for you to rise up as entrepreneur, as doers. You have been doing it, but not commercially. So it's your opportunity now. Everybody is waiting for it. Thank you.
So mine is very simple. Never give up, whatever it is. That's how I am.
It was the same actually. So never give up, irrespective of whatever it is. Even that last second, even if you want to die also, just think that one moment. Should you really? That will change.
Wonderful.
That will change.
Push yourself, never give up, and this is your time. So wonderfully put. Thank you so much, panelists.
Big round of applause to them for that. It's absolutely amazing that this panel discussion was lots of fun. Guys, can you take a bow, please? There you go. Another big round of applause for them. Each one of them a different facet of entrepreneurship and happiness. Thank you very much.